Hello everyone, welcome back to the Queen of TV channel. Quick thing first before we get into our intro. There will probably be cursing and profanity. If that's not your cup of tea, the channel's not for you. Without further ado, let's get into our intro. Hello everyone, I'm your host, the Queen herself, and you are the Prince and Princesses. You are a subscriber, you are a viewer, either way, welcome. Today we'll be talking about We talk about Rikki Chadwick and why I still love her from H2O season 3. I've done Cleo, now we're doing Bella. Here's my 5 reasons. Number one is Ricky's character arc this season. As much as I have given Rikki as much grief as possible, I do like the fact that Rikki is showing more of a protective side. In the first season, we saw that Rikki was more carefree, laid back, and much of a loner. And sometimes she took jabs at people. In the second season, they really did not give her much to do. They really didn't invest enough time to give Rikki any like storyline, so she was just a supported friend. Now this season, she's taken front and center as one of the leaders of the show. We see all three girls take a leadership role, but Rikki is like willing to protect the things and people that she loved this season. We see that she's not dealing with Zane's BS anymore. She's actually speaking up about it. She's calling him out on it. She's not dealing with Nate's BS. She also is not gonna let someone like Sophie get to her. She stays true to herself. She does not change. She does not allow herself to be gaslit or manipulated. She refused to play in like the tired narrative of like thinking back all the good times and the good memories, like still being in love with your first love. She does still care about Zane, but that love is long gone, which is very understandable in how he's behaved. And then with the whole cheating thing, we see her become really invested in Mako Island. Rikki was more of the person that followed into the mermaid path anyway, but we never seen her like very overprotective of Mako Island. She's been protected, but not like super protective like she is in this season, which is a good thing. It makes sense. Also, we see her different perspectives on like previous years of people like knowing the secret. With Lewis, she didn't want him to know the secret because they just found out and it was something new to them and they didn't fully understand. But she eventually came to be all right with Lewis knowing the secret. And then when we meet Ash, Rikki didn't have a problem with Ash. Her and Kil really did like Ash, and they wanted Emma to tell him. Now in this season, because of everything that happened with Will on Mako Island, Rikki isn't so quick to like want him to know. She's being very harsh and blunt and brutal about him not knowing on Bella. But when he does find out, instead of getting angry, instead of lashing out, we see that Rikki is like completely calm and she says, "What's done is done." And they continually support Bella even through all of this. Because despite everything, Rikki does care about her friends and she does care about Bella. It may seem like Rikki finds Bella annoying, that maybe Rikki thinks it's difficult to deal with Bella and probably dreads the fact that Bella's a part of the group. If you really look at it from the outside looking in, but if you really like just pay attention to her demeanor, pay attention to how she reacts to Bella, you will notice that Rikki more or so is not being harsh on Bella like I thought originally, especially after I reviewed again, what I'm seeing is what happened because to be fair, I didn't have enough time to do season three. I had to really rush. I didn't really get my thoughts in the way I wanted, but from what I understand from watching it, Rikki was more of a protective sister. She was giving Bella a warning. She didn't want Bella to get caught up so fast in a romance with a guy she just met because there's no guarantee that her and the guy was gonna last. This could be because Rikki might have some kind of regret of telling Zane about their secret, and she didn't want Bella to deal with that uncertainty. So she's trying to like prevent Bella from making past mistakes that all three of them made when Emma was still around. Which, when you think about it, that's fully understandable because there has been certain mistakes that Cleo has made with Lewis, Rikki has made with Zane, and Emma has made with Ash and Byron. So it makes sense that she didn't want Bella to do that same thing. Even though I think they were, too harsh on Will. I understand why they were harsh. They were trying to get him to drop the pursuit, which could be due to their past issue with Zane looking more into Mako Island, which they didn't want to rehash that, and that makes sense. So I don't think Rikki is like purposely trying to hurt Bella or like purposely trying to give her grief. I think Rikki just wants Bella to be safe and to be more careful rather than throw herself into something that she doesn't not know for sure is a good thing. So it's good they giving her this big sister leader, more confident, no more dealing with the bullshit type energy. Like she's basically like obviously a girl boss at this point. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for Rikki at least, because this is Rikki we're talking about. Now, the second thing that I love about Rikki this season is I'm sorry, but I'm glad that Ziggy broke the fuck up. I can't. Look, I understand. I know somebody gonna be like, why am I happy about Rikki and Zane breaking up? Let's be honest. Has Zane really evolved that much from season one? He still do shit that's impulsive. He still does shit that doesn't like make a lick of sense. Like that bullshit with the ambergris. He constantly has had an issue with the mermaid thing and like Ricky's fucking friendships plural to begin with. Like him having an issue with Bella working as a waitress there when she already fucking works there as a paid singer. So I don't understand why the hell it would matter to make her a damn waitress. It doesn't make a lick of sense why he would have an issue with that. And yeah, somebody's gonna say, well, that's because he feels like every time their relationship has anything to do with them, it's always her mermaid sisters has to be a part of it. Let's get something clear. Okay? Hopefully I'm saying this right. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. He knew what came with Rikki when they got together. Okay, let's be clear. Zane knew what he was getting into when he got with Rikki. Cleo and Emma, and then Bella, Lewis, then Ash, then Will came with the entire package. If he could not handle that, he should have not dated her. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It does not give him the right to be a dick. It doesn't. I understand that some people want to be like, oh, they ruined his character in season 3. When was his character ever in a good light? I do not care what nobody says. Zane has not really been fully redeemed. They half redeemed him, but fucked up his redemption arc. When they literally had brought him back in season 2, they did not do shit with him. They were doing fine until episode 15 of season 2 and fucked it completely up when he clearly got a perfume that can be used as a form of SA by forcing the girls to fall for somebody against their fucking will. And he willingly wanted to do this and tried to rope Lewis into the shit. A lot of you want to pretend that episode didn't happen, or y'all like most people. That shit was played up for comedy and you thought it was funny. And you didn't take that serious. That is because they did that for a reason. But looking at that now in 2020 fucking 5, that is a form of SA. He literally was willing to put his own damn girlfriend through the influence, who was already in love and devoted to him, to make her even more devoted to him and try to convince Lewis to do it to poor damn Cleo. After that, I was like, no, Zane can go lay down in the ditch. What's even crazier is that he never apologized and Lewis never told the girls, which I don't know why. But now all of a sudden, just because he helped them at the end of season 1, despite the fact he caused all that shit to happen, I'm supposed to just feel bad that Rikki finally had enough and literally fucking dump him in season 3 after he continuously do the same stupid bullshit he was doing in season 1 and 2? That doesn't, it doesn't make sense. So no, I'm sorry. I'm glad she broke up with him. I'm glad she had enough and I'm glad she walked away. That relationship was toxic. It is a good thing they broke up. There is no reason for them to stay together. Now that brings me to my third reason. I loved Ricky's storyline with the tentacle. That was the best thing. The Rikki and the Tentacle, aka Mako Island storyline, that whole duo partnership, just as much as I loved Cleo and Lewis, and like I said, I didn't get to gush that much. But like seeing how much Rikki changed the moment that she bonded with the tentacle was both scary and at the same time interesting, because it was never actually explained, however, as to how on earth Rikki had a connection with the tentacle like that and how she could feel that the Mako Island was changing. But Cleo and Bella couldn't. Especially Cleo. Like they never explain that. That's something I'm not even gonna try to theorize, but I might have a small mini theory, and that is they just forgot or they didn't think it was important to involve Cleo into that same connection as if she did not become a mermaid in the same place. But I guess how it's possible is because Rikki ended up like physically touching the tentacle while it was glowing a bright light, which is what we can detest as that's actually Ricky's electrokinesis mixed with Cleo's water power and Bella's telekinesis. But I'm like, it's still doesn't make sense how the fuck she was able to do that, but not everybody else. But I loved it all the same because that's the mystery and the mysticalness about it. They literally have a connection and we'll never understand. Not once. So then that brings me to Mako itself. The fact that she can use her electrokinesis powers on that damn rock and it shows electrokinesis like energy into the literal crystals and you can see where the crystals would be at isn't fucking insane. And why the hell this never happened before is unbeknownst to me. But yeah, Rikki has a bigger connection to Mako than what we realize. I don't know. I wonder though, like if Rikki was like this before, what about like Julia? Did Julia have this same ability? Because we don't know when the original mermaids actually gave up their powers. We know they gave up their powers in like Gracie's in 1957, but she became a mermaid when she was 15. And I believe on the wiki it said it was 1955, so they would have been mermaids for like almost 2 years by the time she gave her powers up. It wouldn't make no sense for them not to have those same powers that Cleo, Emma, and Rikki have. But I don't know. I guess we'll never know that either. I just enjoy the fact that they threw that mystery in there and left that thing a mystery because, first of all, that is terrifying as hell. I'm not even gonna hold you. There is no fucking way that should have been humanly possible. Not even magically possible at that. Because they did not even try to explain it. So now we're left with the okay, if that thing does what she say, if Rikki gets so pissed off, she could probably have that thing drown somebody. Or worse, the fact that she has a connection like that to the rock, like we literally saw her with Ryan. Like she used her powers on that rock and that damn rock started shooting out electric bolts out of the damn wall. And it hurt. So fuck that. That's great. That's amazing. That's something new. But at the same time, no, that is terrifying. Would not in my life want to conversate with Rikki because the first one when she get pissed off, she's not finna fucking electrocute me over not nothing, especially not in that damn place. So now that brings us to the third one, which is Ricky's relationship with Bella. Ricky's relationship with Bella is complicated. Rikki apparently has this big sister method with Bella, like I mentioned, and on top of that, we see that she and Bella like fight, they clash and stuff, whether it's over Cleo, whether it's over Will, whether it might be over Zane. But at the same time, like they eventually end up with some understanding. We see them like communicate at the end. They both have actually apologized to one another. They both admit that they are wrong. So I feel like with Cleo and Ricky, they're like actual sisters, while Ricky and Bella are more like actual best friends. And that's why Ricky is the way that she is with Bella. She, as her friend, is trying to be honest with her, and Bella is not just willing to listen. She doesn't want Ricky's opinion, but sometimes Ricky doesn't want Bella's opinion either. But that's a good thing because friends they fight, they have arguments, they have disagreements, they do not always agree on the same thing, and that's understandable. And hold on. I lied. Bella and Ricky's conversation is the fourth thing. So I'm gonna merge the other one with it. Ricky and Will as well. His relationship with Bella. A lot of people is like Will is boyfriend material. Ricky should have ended up with Will. I think Will and Ricky have more of a brother and sister relationship. I do not really think the two of them actually have a romantic relationship. I guess that is because he saved her life, but everybody keeps confusing her giving him CPR underwater as her kissing him. I don't know. I guess they're trying to go with the Little Mermaid vibes, which are not there, and it's not gonna work. But okay, whatever flips your boat, believe what you want. But in all truthness and honesty, I do not think that Ricky and Will would have worked out and probably would have broken up the first chance they got. Because Ricky is intense and Will is too chilled back, and I just do not feel like they have anything in common at all. I'm just so sorry. They're too opposite for me. Then this brings us to the last thing. What I liked about Ricky. And Will is roped into this one a little bit. Is her feud with Sophie. And Ricky came out the victor in that damn feud because Sophie was pathetic. You did a whole Charlotte 180. You chasing after a fucking man that doesn't even know you into him and he don't even want you and he keep talking about his girlfriend slash ex all the time. You stupid as fuck. Why do people do this? And what's even worse is I think Sophie is a lot older than Zane. I know some people might think, okay, he's 18, but he's 18 and still in school. He's 18 and still in school, and Will said that is his older sister. Like, how older are we talking? Because if she's past 21, I don't care what nobody say. He ain't 21 either. He's literally still a kid. They do not need to be together. That is gross. That's the reason why they won't Cleo with Ryan. That dude is in his fucking 20s. He's in his 20s and Cleo is only 18. She is still in school. I don't understand. What the hell is up with these adults trying to raise these kids in this show? First it was Dr. Denham, then it was that weird guy who tried to be overly nice with Ricky so she could poach fish for him. Not even before that, like shit, Elliot tried to raise Ricky, and she was damn 5 years his fucking junior. Hell, well, 6, I think. And then we sat here and got Sophie, and then these motherfuckers gonna turn around and do it with Ryan. Like, I am tired of this shit. What are y'all doing here? This ain't right. But that feud was great because every time that Sophie tried to get one up on Ricky, Ricky always ended up winning. She tried to really take that girl name off that building. That didn't happen. Then she tried to cheat Bella out of that damn idea she had for charity and got her and thought she was winning, but ended up getting her damn self fired. Her crazy ass and bombed the fucking island of all fucking things. And I just be darned. They gonna try to get her ass a redemption arc. Hell nah, she done bombed Mako Island and then she purposely kissed somebody else's fucking man. Even though I don't like Zane, ain't no fucking way. Are you crazy? That is so fucked up. You can kick rocks, but Sophie, I think, is one of those femme fatale women who want something they can't have, which is, I think, is one of the reasons I never connected with Charlotte. But I don't think Charlotte is a femme fatale, which is why I didn't connect that with Charlotte. I think Charlotte is more of a girl who lives her life of fantasy and delusions. I wouldn't say she's just as crazy as this character, but I think she's damn near there. So Charlotte reminds me of Luna from Bold and the Beautiful, but not as crazy as Luna as Bold and Beautiful, but like her willingness to do things that is malicious and manipulative in that, like, not in that specific nature, but just like in general, remind me of Luna. Like Luna is fucking batshit nuts, but Charlotte is just not as nuts, but she's a psycho. But Sophie need to be in prison. Her and Ryan throw away the key, lock the door. But with Will, like, I like the fact that we see the contrast. Like, Sophie's trying to manipulate Ricky and Zane so she can cause discord between them so she can end up with Zane, and then we see her use Will as a anchor to do that, with her also abusing him. And we see how that backfires. Not only does she get what she wants, but in the end, she still doesn't get Zane, and at the same time, she loses Will's trust and his partnership. So, consequences have a price when you try to do an action. But yeah, those are the 5 things I actually have reasons to still love Ricky, because those are the things that I actually enjoyed. There might be some people that did not. That is understandable. And this video is a lot longer than Cleo's because I think season 3 tried to focus more on Ricky, because season 1 was focusing on everybody in general. Season 2 was mostly involved with Cleo, but this season I think was Ricky's season. But that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you in the next video. We are going to now talk about why I love Bella. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if no one saw you today, I'm telling you, I love you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.